G'day ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Recently the price of food has gone up astronomically here in Australia. Well, it seems that way anyway. The price of vegetables is going through the roof. And this is due to a few factors. One of them being the recent floods in Queensland, where we do get a lot of our fruit and veg from. But the price of growing food has risen. So to alleviate that, what I have decided to do, and I've already got a veggie patch on the other side of the garden, which is growing tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, and some lettuce leaves. I want to plant out some more planter boxes. So I have purchased a couple that are steel, and they're powder coated, and they're going to be very good. They're going to be here near the studio, and I'm going to plant those out with some veg in a second. So before I put any dirt into the planter boxes, I'm just lining them with some weed matting. Reason being is that there are holes in the bottom, and the water would just drain out straight through, I would think. And maybe the potting mix that I'm using, or the planting mix, would come out as well as you would water it. So just lining both of those. Didn't use any tape or anything like that, just cut it to shape and then folded the sides over. Nice and simple. So I'm just using some general purpose potting mix to start with, just as the base, as a filler. Just sprinkling that through. Got quite a few bags. I think it was about 3 bags of the general purpose mix in each one, and then I put in a premium or a gardening mix, a soil mix into the planters. So what I'm planting is some lettuce, just some pick and come again lettuce, some red spring onions, some green spring onions, some cucumbers, some other sort of lettuce, some sunflowers, because Kim loves sunflowers, and put those in. So I put the sunflowers into each corner, and there's not one at the front, and then just popping in the lettuces now. Very easy to plant. I have pre-watered the bed to make sure it's nice and moist. So separate each of the plants out and just pop them in. Now these will take a week or two to establish themselves. I will give them a water with some sea salt, which is a seaweed solution to stop any transplanting shock. So once I've got all the bed planted out, just give that another quick water with some sea salt in a watering can. Nice and easy. There we go. That's all of the lettuce plants in one bed, plus a few sunflowers. So just in the front, because I want them to hang over the front, is some cucumbers. Now it's pretty late in the season, so these may not grow as well as I hope, but we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. So just putting the tag in so I know what the vegetables are when we go to pick them, and then just give that a light soaking with just some water first. I'm just very, very slow flow, because the lettuce leaves tend to droop over and not come back up again. Perfect. So the second garden bed, I filled that up with dirt, as you previously saw, just putting the rest of the sunflowers in, just into the corners. There we go. And now this is going to be the spring onion bed, because I have lots of spring onions, and we use lots of spring onions, or green onions, whatever you want to call them. I am separating those out, and we will regularly pick bunches of these spring onions when they get bigger. So that's 3 bunches of the red, and then I've got another punnet of the red ones there, and I'll just put them out. So we got 6 in a row. So spaced fairly, you can put them in fairly tight. They grow tall, not outwards, so very easy to plant these out. These are green ones. These are fairly spindly looking things in the seedling. You can plant them by seed. In fact, it's actually preferred that you plant seeds. They grow a lot stronger than what these seedlings would. Anyway, that's the spring onions, and just water those in well. I'll hit those with a dose of sea salt later on. So back to Gav for the final commentary. So there you go. That's how you plant out some beds. Very simple. I used 2 bags of ordinary general purpose potting mix, and then I used some garden soil or premium mix on the top layer where the roots are going to be. The roots of these vegetables don't go down very far, so the good stuff's on the top, and the ordinary, just it's kind of like a fill, will go on the bottom. So as we mentioned during the close-up, we've got some sunflowers here in the corners, we've got some red spring onions and some white spring onions in that bed over there, and over in this bed we've got a mix of lettuce and some continental cucumbers. Now the reason I planted the continental cucumbers at the front, because I want them to trail over the front of the bed. It makes it easier, and the cucumbers can just hang, so that'll be no problems at all. So we should have a nice crop of spring onions. We use so many spring onions in many dishes, salads, that sort of stuff. And of course lettuce is not cheap as well. So these are pick and come again lettuces, where you can just pick the outer leaves and the inside will keep growing and you'll get more and more lettuce. They're in a nice shady spot at the moment, but come about midday, these will be in full sun until sunset. In summer here, it's about 8:30 at night. So they'll get a good full 8 hours of sunlight, and they should grow fairly well. Anyway, over the next few weeks, we'll see how the veggies are going. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you in the next video.